Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and welcome back to another review. This time of a newer film. And why? Because it's not the new Ghostbusters, and it's not the new Ninja Turtles, because fuck those two movies. I'm not seeing them. But this one, the trailer looked pretty good, called The Shallows. And it's from the same director, and this director I actually do like. I think he's made more hits than misses. And I'm not going to be able to pronounce his name, but it's Jaume Collet-Serra. And I probably said that name wrong. But he directed House of Wax, which I really enjoy. That was his first movie. Orphan, which I didn't mind. Orphan definitely had an interesting twist. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I liked Orphan. I like House of Wax more, but Orphan I overall liked. Unknown, eh. Liam Neeson film that wasn't all that for me. Nonstop, which is, I think, Liam Neeson's best film after Taken. I really enjoyed Nonstop. Run All Night, and another Liam Neeson film. I'm like, it didn't help that I had Joel Kinnaman from the RoboCop remake. I don't like him as an actor, so that didn't help matters. So I'm like, okay, I like House of Wax. I like overall The Orphan. I like Nonstop, but I didn't care for Unknown or Run All Night. So he has a new film, which is a shark movie called The Shallows. And overall, I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. And let's see, is the lighting great? Did I fix the lighting? No. Yeah. Sorry, sometimes I want to get the lighting better at least, but I can only do what I can do. It stars Blake Lively, and it's mostly a one-woman show where it's about a woman in which her mom has recently passed away, and I believe she's a medical student. She's on vacation in Mexico, goes to this secluded beach that her mom had gone to long ago, and she wants to just enjoy and surf. It's talking with this guy. She's supposed to be with this other friend, but she called in sick, so she's going off there by herself. Talking with this friendly guy, friendly native, who gives her a ride there. While she gets there, nice location, the place they picked out, beautiful ocean or beautiful waters. Talks with two guys. These seem like pretty nice guys who are also surfers. And you have a couple, pretty much establishing the character, Blake Lively, who I'm trying to see what else she has been in, because I thought she did a really good job in this flick. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 1 and 2. Oh, she was in The Town. I like The Town. Oh, she was in Green Lantern. Okay. She was in Green Lantern as... Okay, right, the girlfriend in Green Lantern. I liked her in that too. Yeah, yeah, love interest of Hal Jordan. Okay, I liked her in Green Lantern, and I think I do remember her in The Town now. I liked her in that, so she's a good actress. Haven't seen some of these others like Savages, New York, I Love You, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I haven't seen that. But yeah, Green Lantern, The Town, and this, she did a very capable job. And one leads to another. She's surfing. You see this shadow as she's surfing, and it knocks her right off the boat. I mean, her surfboard. And before that, she had seen a whale that a lot of chunks have been taken out of it. Still alive, but you can tell some chunks have been taken out of it. Oh, I should mention, it starts off with a boy finding a helmet cam, sort of a GoPro camera, and very nice shots where you see a guy get killed by a shark and the POV, guy's POV and the shark coming right at him. Nice way to start a film. I mean that in a good way, not a sarcastic, smart-ass way. And actually, she gets knocked down. She gets bitten on the leg, very nasty wound. and she crawls off to this small pair of rocks. And there's this seagull, hurt seagull with her, which is nice because it's kind of like Winston and Castaway, only it's a living thing, where he sort of becomes another character. And you know a movie's working when I want the bird to live. It's funny, there's one moment and they don't push it, which is kind of cool. It's offhand, but if you hear it, like, wait, did she just say? There's a moment where she grabs a camera she finds and she's filming herself in case she doesn't get out, and filming a message for her relatives, her dad and her sister, I believe. And oh, I also made a new friend, Steven Seagal, or Steven Seagal. And I'm like, did she say Steven Seagal? It was offhand. It didn't push it. But I'm like, Steven Seagal, that's genius. That's fucking genius. Steven Seagal or Steven Seagal. I don't even know if that was the director's intention, but if it was, that's pretty. I thought that was pretty funny. But this film is a very minimalistic, straightforward, short movie. It's only an hour and 17 minutes, 18 minutes without the end credits. I mean, it's not that long at all, which is a good thing because that way it doesn't overstay its welcome. It doesn't feel long at all. I thought it went at a very good pace. And it's a survival story of this woman trying to do the best she can to either get help or try to survive. And I like survival stories, especially when the person survives. Because sometimes, like The Grey, that doesn't happen. But I'm a sucker for these kind of stories, minimalistic, where it's one location, one setting for most of the film, pretty much one person. I mean, then you get a couple people, probably at most 5 people, because you have the guy who takes her there, the little boy we see at the very beginning of the film who comes back at the end of the film, the 2 guys she sees, her. I guess you get one guy, another guy as well, which I'll get to, but before I go more into spoilers, I thought the shark effects were pretty good. There was a lot of practical. In the third act, there's quite a bit CGI work. I honestly thought it was decent. Some people disagree. I've read some reviews that very much say it's shitty CGI. It's not perfect, but I think it was better than the stuff I've seen on Sci-Fi Channel like Sharknado, or stuff I've seen even in other theatrical movies like Shark Night 3D, or sad enough, Deep Blue Sea, which I love Deep Blue Sea. Don't get me wrong, Deep Blue Sea. Jaws is my favorite killer shark film. Deep Blue Sea is second. I would say Jaws 2 is third. Those are my top 3 favorite shark films. But even I admit Deep Blue Sea's effects haven't aged that well. But at least, that was 1999. That was over a decade ago. So, cut it some slack. Almost 2 decades ago now. Damn. But I thought it was fairly decent. I thought it looked fairly decent. The way the shark gets it was kind of original. I hadn't seen that before, and I've seen quite a few shark movies. From the Lou Diamond Phillips film, what was that called? Red Water. Which that was a very unique way to kill a shark in that movie. Red Water, I think it was. They had like one of those drilling things, and they drilled the damn shark. And Red Water. This isn't that, but it's usually you can either blow the shark up, and they don't blow it up. So I like that they did something a little bit different. I like that the it being short might turn people off, but I thought it worked well. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was a beautiful location they picked. I thought that a lot of the scenes with the shark were handled very well. I thought the actress did a really good job. I thought it was a very simple, short, minimalistic survival story that was told very well. And I'm guessing that's why it's gotten some good reviews, because I thought the director did a good job. The director's pretty decent. I mean, House of Wax is great. The Orphan I liked. Nonstop I liked. And actually, there was one moment it did make me think of Nonstop, where if you've seen Nonstop, there's the texting, and then you see the text appear while the person's here. You see the text. Sometimes it does that in this movie too, where, for example, she has to time these things with her watch, and you see like the watch over here as she's looking down, or before she gets to the beach, she's like talking to her friend who's sick and can't come, and you see it over here. I like that kind of visual storytelling. Makes it more interesting. But to get more into the films, definite spoilers from here on out. This isn't going to be a long review because it's not that long of a film, but I definitely really enjoyed it. I mean, I would say Captain America Civil War I like more, Hardcore Henry I like more, so this isn't like the top of the list, but it would be, uh, it'd be in top 5. It'd definitely be in top 5 as of right now. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, not the best shark movie of all time. Jaws, Jaws 2, Deep Blue Sea, they're above this. But concerning all the shark films that have come out in Sci-Fi Channel land and even stuff like Shark Night, I thought this was miles better than that stuff. I thought it worked very well. So, get more into spoilers. Like I said, I liked the beginning with the boy finding the cam and seeing the guy killed by the shark POV. The beach, the secluded beach in Mexico, I thought the waters and really good visual look. I thought the location was a good pick. Yeah, you see some chunks taken out of the whale, and it's practical. Practical whale. It's not a shitty CGI looking whale. It's a practical whale that they used. Practical effects, nicely done. Um, some good visual notes, like I mentioned before, with like when she's talking to her friend at the beginning, or when she's timing with her watch. You see the watch here while she's looking down. I like those little touches. Again, saw that in director's other film, Nonstop. Um, I could have sworn when she's surfing, you see the shadow of the shark, and then it hits her. I thought that was a nice visual touch. Thought, wow, that looks really cool. This shark is an asshole. He's a definite asshole with some of the stuff he does. Like, she climbs onto the whale in order to get away, and then the shark runs full speed. She has to get off the whale because the whale's trying to leave or something, and it hits the whale really hard, and the whale like flips. But it's not a shitty CGI looking flip. At least it didn't seem like to me. It's like this shark really hit it hard and flipped the whale over, and she's like trying to escape, and that's where she gets to the rocks. And from time to time, she tries to get to the shore or the surfboard, but the shark comes after her. Uh, Again, she's a medical student, so this really nasty puncture wound. She's trying to sew herself up. The seagull, cute little white seagull. I thought that was a nice little touch that they put in there. They don't go over the top. It's not like she's going crazy and talking to it like Tom Hanks did in Castaway, but it was a nice little touch. And it actually made me feel for the bird as well as the lead lady. There's one point where there's this guy passed out on the beach, and she tries to talk to him. The guy goes off, grabs the phone, and then pockets it and tries to steal it. So, sad enough, I can believe that would happen. I mean, more than likely, the way the world is nowadays, someone would be more liable to steal your shit than help you. That's just how it goes. And then for some reason, the guy, that's not enough, he wants to steal her surfboard. But, so I don't know why I guess he thinks he's going to try to sell the surfboard, I guess. But I do like that the lady, she's a good person. So even though this guy's trying to steal it, she's like, I still gotta warn this guy. And she tries to warn him, no, don't, fine, you want to steal my stuff, but don't go in the water. But she's a good person. She's not going to let this guy die. Yeah, he's an asshole, but he's still warning him. The guy doesn't listen, and he gets taken. And a nice bit, I think this is PG-13, but I thought this was actually pretty... This is kind of a nasty looking shot for PG-13, where the guy's like crawling on the beach. You see that he's been bitten in half. Yeah, it's PG-13. He's been bitten in half. So I thought that was a nice shot that they had in the film. Looked pretty good too. And uh, later on, those two guys she had talked to earlier come by, and she's trying to warn them they can't hear her. And I thought this was a good oh shit moment where the shark, like you see in those documentaries, and I like that it's a faraway shot too. And so like right here, you see one of the guys paddling, and the shark just comes up and grabs him and then pulls him down, kind of like when he grabs the guy, pulls down in this faraway shot. And I'm like, oh shit! I thought it looked pretty good. The effects looked pretty good in that shot. It's like, oh shit! And then the other guy gets pulled down, and this is what I'm saying. The shark is an asshole. He spits the surfboard right back up, and the surfboard's like bit in half. And it's a nice shot where she sees, and you see the surfboard into fly pass over her. So, and then ultimately he gets pulled down. And then the lady, she's a good lady in heart. There's the seagull. She's able to fix the bird's shoulder, and actually later on takes a little piece of her surfboard and glides it off. Hey, you're going to be safe. And ultimately the bird does get safe, so she saves the bird. So that was nice of her. That was really cool. Makes me like the character even more. She's timing the shark to see how far it would take to get from here to there. Gets the camera. As she's doing all this, the shark's trying to attack her left and right. And again, I think the shark doesn't look that bad. I've seen much worse looking sharks in movies. Again, I'm not going to say it looks photorealistic. Oh my god, I can't tell the difference. But I thought it looked fairly decent. For a film that cost what? I don't think it cost that much money. It's not like it cost 50 million or something. I thought it looked fairly decent. She makes a video for her family and is able to try to toss the camera as far as she could so it'll go and glide to the shore. That's the moment where she calls the bird Steven Seagull. Thought that was pretty cool. And she lets the bird go after she's fixed it, and the water's rising up, and she has to get to this buoy. And there's these jellyfish. I thought this was a cool scene with all the jellyfish, and she gets attacked, and the shark is also getting attacked, doesn't like that either. They're both trying to swim through the jellyfish. Thought the jellyfish looked pretty cool. She's able to get to the buoy, get some flares, trying to get some more cartridges for the flare. It's bouncing all around, pushing all around on the buoy, and she's trying not to get bitten. There's a ship she's trying to fire. Some of them are duds. She fires at the shark, burns. And when you have a shark on fire, I mean, the only time you don't see that for real is like Jaws 2 when they did do it for real. But yeah, I thought this looked not great, but fairly decent. It's CGI I can tolerate. It's like, I can deal with this. And having a big old fight on this buoy against this shark until ultimately she swims down, and below the buoy there's these metal sort of things ratcheting up. And she's able to swim, and it's falling right behind her, and she swerves out of the way so the shark impales himself right into these steel rods with his mouth open. I'm like, okay, that's a different way of doing it. You know, it's not just the same old. I like that idea. She used her smarts. She used her head. And it's definitely an original way of killing a shark. And at the end, it ends pretty simply. She's able to... a boy had found the camera, and we saw the boy at the beginning. We see him at the end of the film. Goes to get the guy who's actually the guy who dropped her off at the beginning of the film. She lives, and the bird lives, and she pretty much goes about her life, and end a movie. Again, the movie's not that long. It's under an hour and 20 minutes. It's straightforward. It's I have a feeling maybe some people won't like it because they wanted more stuff to happen. But then I'm like, well, considering this location, what more could you have happen? I mean, it's not unless you don't find a shotgun on the buoy and shoot her with a shotgun. Well, I would say, okay, there's this movie called Bait. That I liked okay, but was a little bit disappointing because it took place in a on on land that's been flooded. And in this store, this convenience store, grocery store that was flooded, you had a shark there. Now you have all these things to play with. So that's a film that could have done more. And it was rated R, and I felt they didn't go further with their R rating. Here, concerning the location, they did as much as they could. And that's why I'm like, okay, they did whatever they could. It made sense. Like Bait, that movie could have done more with its location. Here, I thought it did much more with its location. As much as it could, at least. But either way, I really enjoyed the film. Thought it was a really good shark movie. If you like shark movies, I definitely at least think it's worth a watch. I do think it's one of the better shark movies. I really do. So that's my thoughts on The Shallows. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.